Hi everybody. I got a lot of questions during class about this problem, and during class time, I was unable to solve it at the moment, but I'm gonna try and attempt to solve it now because I think I know how to do it correctly this time. Um, first things to note when you're dealing with rhombuses, it's very important that you know all the properties. That is super important, which is why when I solved it for the first time during class, I made a mistake. So, three properties here that for a rhombus that you need to use for this type of problem, right? So the first one, okay, number one, all four sides are equal on a rhombus. Okay, that is super important. X, Y, right? This is one of the sides. Okay, now it doesn't matter what side I choose because all of them are equal. Hopefully that makes sense to y'all. So in order for me to solve for the side, I need to solve what n is, right? M is. So if they're all equal to each other, I'm going to set those equal to each other. So 6m, I'll do it right here. 6m minus 12 equals 4m plus 4. And I want m by itself, so I'm going to subtract 4m. And I get 2m minus 12 equals 4. I'm going to add 12, so that's going to give me 2m equals 16. Oh, I made a mistake there. 2m equals 16. And if I divide by 2 here, m will give me 8. Now I know what the variable m is. It doesn't matter which one I plug it in. Let me change the color. I can either plug it in this one or I can plug it in this one. It doesn't matter because all four sides are the same. So I'm just going to choose this one, the 4m plus 4. So that'll be 4 times 8 plus 4. So 32 plus 4 is 36. So xy would be 36. Now, in order for me to solve the other angles, so the other angles that are given to us, let's double check here. We have the measure. I'm going to try and color code the best I can of angle YVW. So YVW would be Y and then V and then W. So it would be this entire angle. Okay? Make sure you specify that it's the entire angle. That is very important. Okay? So YVW, this entire angle. Okay. The next one, let me use a different color here. I'm going to be using green for the angle of VYX. Okay, so read it correspondingly. So V is this one, and then Y is this one, and then X. So for that one as well, it is this entire angle, but for this one, correct? So that is my green portion. I'm trying to find the measure angle for that one. Okay. And now the last one, I'm going to do it in blue. That one is angle XYZ. It asks us to calculate that. Now this is X, Y, Z. And notice how it is inside. Okay? So I'm looking for this half of it. Half of this angle. Okay? We're not looking for the entire angle. That's for the green one, right? VYX. VYX is this entire one. But for XYZ, it is half of it. As we can see, it only goes half. It's just this portion of it. Okay. So before we solve those equations, okay, we have this equation, 3n squared minus 0.75. Now, one of the properties that we need to use for this is that diagonals are perpendicular. And what that means is there's a diagonal here that's perpendicular. This is also perpendicular. This is perpendicular. This is perpendicular. All of these equal 90 degrees because they're right angles. And now there's an equation right here that says that this part of the perpendicular angle, which is 90, equals this equation. And it gives us our variable n. So in order for me to solve for n, I need to set this equation equal to 90. So I'm going to do that right here. Let me move this out of the way. We have 3n squared minus 0.75 equals 90. I'm getting n by itself, so I'm going to add 0.75, add 0.75. This is 90.75. These cancel. I'm going to bring this down. I have 3n squared equals 90.75. Now I'm going to divide this by 3, divide this by 3, and I'm left with n squared equals 90.7 divided by 3. That's a weird looking 3. Let me change that. So if I divide that by 3, I'm left with 30.25. And I'm going to square this. And the square root of 30.25 is 5.5. So n equals 5.5. Or this actually should be plus and minus 5.5 because we square root it. But it should equal 5.5. Okay, so now since we know what our n is, we are now going to plug it in for this formula right here. Let me draw it in red here. And that is 9n plus 4. And that is what we're going to need in order for us to solve for that angle. So 9n plus 4. Okay, so I'm trying to solve for the red angle, so that's YVW. I'm just going to specify this. So 9 times 5.5 plus 4. So we're going to do that math. 53.5. Now be careful. Okay, this 53.5 is just this inside part of the triangle. Okay, but using the third property that we have right here that I wrote down, if you bisect or cut an angle in half, each half will be the same value. So if this portion, I'm going to draw it in a different color real quick. If this yellow part right here, if this is 53.5, then this other half, because we need the whole thing, that will also be 53.5. I'm looking for the entire angle, right? So I have to add those two in order for me to find YVW. So 53.5 plus 53.5. If you do that math, 107. Okay, so now if this half equals 53.5, okay, and we know this is 90, and I want to find this part right here inside the triangle, well, we know that a triangle equals 180, correct? So I would do 53, let me write it here. I would do 53.5 plus 90. Plus x, because I don't know what this angle is, equals 180. And if I do that math, that would be 143.5 plus x equals 180. And then 180 minus 143.5, that would equal 36.5. And remember, that's just this half of it, right? This is 36.5. So angle VWX, that's asking for the whole thing, correct? It's asking for this entire thing. And we remember from this third property, if you bisect or cut an angle in half, each half will be the same value. So if this half of it is 36.5, I'm going to add another 36.5 to solve for the other side. So that part would be 36.5 plus 36.5, 73. So the measure of angle VWX is 73. And then the measure of XYZ, so the measure of XYZ, that would just be 36.5 because it is half of it. This half. And we know that other half was 36.5 when we solved for it. My work is kind of messy, I apologize, but that should be the answer. So measure of angle YVW, 107, measure of XYZ, 36.5, and measure of VYX, 73. I hope when you plug that in the homework, that is correct. Thank you for your time.